after a week of political turmoil in Malaysia, a new Prime Minister has been sworn in. Muhyiddin Yassin, the former Home Affairs Minister, was appointed by King Sultan Abdullah to lead the government. The palace said talks were held with party heads and Muhyiddin is believed to command a majority in parliament. The move comes after the resignation of Mahathir Mohamad earlier this week. Now, for more on that, let's cross live to our correspondent Ryan Mauta in Kuala Lumpur. Ryan, tell us more about a response from Malaysia's political circle to this appointment.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Malaysians themselves are deeply divided over this. I think from the reaction, a majority of ethnic Malays will be rejoicing at the change of government. When it came to the last election, only about 27% of ethnic Malays supported the Pakatan Harapan government, and a lot of that support seems to have drifted away in the past 2 years. It seems that a lot of Malays were upset by what they saw as the overly prominent roles in the government given to non-Malays, namely Chinese and Indians. And I think many Chinese and Indians will be deeply disturbed by the change of government and are deeply disturbed by this. This is likely to be the most mono-ethnic, Malay-centric government in the history of Malaysia. The three main parties that will make up the ruling coalition are all fully ethnic Malay, with only a couple of minor parties, with literally a couple of Chinese and Indian MPs also making up the numbers. So there'll be deep concern about that, and also about the inclusion of the conservative Islamist party PAS in the coalition. As well, of course, the staunch supporters of Pakatan Harapan are extremely upset as what they see as a sort of coup of sorts, a backdoor formation of a government. It has to be noted that Pakatan Harapan was not a coalition that was hammered together after the election. It was a unified alliance that contested the election under a single name, under a single banner. So the fact that one party basically pulled out from this and toppled the government, and that it's gone from essentially a reformist, centrist, multiracial government to now a largely Malay, conservative, mono-ethnic one, is a huge change, and it's a change that Pakatan Harapan's supporters are rejecting.
So talking about changes, tell us more about the new Prime Minister himself, Muhyiddin Yassin.
Yes, he won't be very well known outside the country, but he's been a figure in Malaysian politics for nearly half a century. 72 years old. He was the chief minister of a large state in southern Malaysia, Johor, for the UMNO, the former ruling party that's now back in government. And then he was brought into the federal government as a cabinet minister. He served as a cabinet minister in numerous portfolios, first under Mahathir, his first time round as prime minister, under Mahathir's successor, Abdullah Badawi, and then most notably, he was deputy prime minister under Najib Razak for 6 years. But they had a spectacular falling out because Muhyiddin was being very outspoken over the 1MDB corruption scandal. So Najib sacked him, and then Muhyiddin linked up with Mahathir to form a new party, to join the Pakatan Harapan alliance, and then to return to power with that alliance before splitting off from them again just a matter of a week ago. I don't think we're going to see any noticeable changes when it comes to foreign policy. Malaysia will remain firmly non-aligned. We'll try to stay on good terms with the major powers and on good terms with virtually every country in the world except for Israel. The questions are more on the domestic front. What will it mean to have the Islamist party PAS as part of a ruling coalition? And what will happen to the ongoing corruption trials? Not only the 1MDB trials of Najib Razak and his wife Rosmah Mansor, not related to 1MDB, but also the current president of UMNO, Zahid Hamidi, the former deputy prime minister, is on trial for dozens of corruption charges. So the question is, what will happen to those corruption cases now that UMNO is not only back in government, but is the biggest single party in the new ruling coalition?
Thank you very much, our correspondent Ryan Mauta in Kuala Lumpur.